Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. Delusional, Irrational Notre Dame football fan. Season after season, year after year, you try to justify your absurdly high preseason ranking.
Why are we number one?
You scramble to make futile attempts at damage control when the Irish lose to yet another grossly inferior opponent.
Charlie's headset was broken.
Inevitably, you'll bring up the past and boast of championships won 20 years before you were born.
We wore leather helmets.
You'll point out that you have more Heisman winners than any other program, as though that's relevant to the current season.
Playing since the 1880s.
Go on, ignore that home loss to Boston College in the regular season for the 6th consecutive time in a row.
BC's got better Christians.
And continue to believe that you'll actually win a bowl game sometime this century.
We're all for the 2000s.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh emperor of excuses, and take comfort knowing that when you don't finish in the top 25, you'll be back to number 3 when the preseason polls come out next year.
Mr. Delusional, Irrational, and Hopelessly Pathetic Irish fan.
Hello, and welcome back to a brand new Ohio State football season. It's Dan. Cass is with me. Welcome back to the Bunch of Nuts podcast. The video it's the perfect video ever created. It's the anthem for this week, Cass. It sums up our thoughts exactly on Notre Dame. I know, a lot of the college football pundits think Notre Dame's a playoff team. They're a top 5 team. I've seen this song and dance a million times. I'm not getting fooled. I'm not. The Vegas line, I think, is now Ohio
18.
State 18. I got them locked in at minus 14.5, and I was kind of nervous. I'm feeling good. I think this is going to be a Clemson level, like what we did to Clemson in the Sugar Bowl a couple years ago. I will say, I'll start the show off with this, Cass. I had a dream last night. I got 10 hours of sleep.
Before you get into your dream, thank you, Richard Comedy, for your video from 14 years ago. Go Boston College. We're rooting for you just because of that video.
Yeah, we love you, Jeff Hafley, and I heard BC has better Christians, but no. It's I had a dream last night, Cass, and this isn't like a religious dream or anything like this, but I had a dream. And I woke up today and I had to text you because it was vivid. It was, we kicked the snot out of Notre Dame in this dream. It was bad. First play of the game, they squib kicked it to us for some reason, and Cade Stover got it. And I don't think Cade Stover's even on kickoff. He housed it like 80 yards. So touchdown. And then it was just like next play, like Emeka Buka touchdown. Ryan Williams had like a 70-yard touchdown run. Like you looked up and it was 35-0. And it was, beginning second quarter. It was the Michigan State game, what we did to these guys. So, and in my heart, I'm not saying this to be biased. I truly think we are that talented where we could do something like that. If we play to our best and Notre Dame, doesn't come ready, it could be like that. I truly believe like that. It's early too, and not a lot of people are predicting this. I think we're going to smack them, Cass. But let's get into the breakdown. I'll let you.
My boss made a bold statement today. He came out and said, not only are we going to beat Notre Dame by more than 17 points, but we're going to beat everybody on our regular season schedule by 17 points. So, Colin, I know you're going to be listening to this. I told you I'd throw you a shout out. There it is. My boss, Colin, thinks it's going to be a blowout every game. But I'm not as optimistic as everybody else. I think 18 points is extremely high. This notation that Notre Dame ain't going to become ready to play, and all the talk that Paul Feinbaum saying Notre Dame doesn't deserve this. Notre Dame's going to come ready to play. However, the talent level is there. The talent level is that for real. My biggest concern is the quarterback run play, and of this young kid. He's going to run. He may run for his dear life because of what's going to come after him. But he's a run. He's a great athlete. He's a great athlete.
He's a good athlete. He's not. He's the Oregon quarterback, Thomas or whatever. The guy. He's a better runner than last year.
I think what it is I'm still optimistic. We were Rose Bowl champions. Obviously, I'm wearing the champ shirt. And I know what this defense is capable because the athletes of what we've been hearing, but it's always that back of my mind of what happened last year because Notre Dame, they are physical. They returned all 5 of their offensive line. However, they were putrid last year. Their offensive line was not very good last year, but they're a year better. It's Marcus.
But they're banged up. They are banged up coming into this. They're not fully healthy. And I would like to point this out. Ohio State's coming into this, and for the most part, other than Evan Pryor and Cam Babb
and maybe a couple others,
and Ed Melton, Mitchell Melton. But I mean, these are injuries that these were depth guys. Notre Dame's missing. They're going to be missing their top receiver. He tore his ACL, Avery Davis. Their left guard, Jarrett Patterson, is questionable. I believe he has like a foot sprain.
I've been hearing he's not going to play, but we'll see. They
have their other guy, Michael Carmody, who's like a spare, like one of their spares on the offensive line. He's in the concussion protocol. Backup center, like Pat Coogan, tackles Josh Baker, Emil Wagner, Caleb Johnson. They all were missing practice a couple days ago, like last Wednesday. Jaden Thomas, they're basically their new starting receiver because obviously Avery Davis is out. Jaden Thomas would be their I guess they call it the W receiver. He was hurt. So they're banged up for a team that's supposed to be coming kind of healthy. They have a lot of guys banged up. And then now I will say, Cass, I will throw the caveat that Oregon last year was, they were missing Thibodeau, their middle linebacker. So, at the end of the day, it technically, I guess, doesn't matter. We can still get beaten, but no one's talking about that Notre Dame is coming into this game banged up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But it is Notre Dame. They're number 5. They're ranked number 5 in the country for a reason. Reasons to I don't know for sure because I don't know if they're overrated. I don't know if they're underrated. Notre Dame is one of those top 10 teams that is being criticized for their high ranking because I think it's just because of maybe who they're playing week 1 against Ohio State. But a lot of the media thinks Ohio State's going to run right through them. Which I think so too.
But you could be a top 10 team and still get obliterated because the difference between being a top 2 team and a top 10 team it's significant, Cass.
It definitely is. But then again, it's that concerning outtake of Notre Dame's going to be playing with a lot of chip on their shoulders. But on the flip side, Ohio State's pissed off. They're pissed off of the narrative that their defense is not very good. CJ Stroud is pissed off of the narrative. People are saying, he needs to run more. He needs to do things more. Blah, blah, blah. Offensive line. They were soft against under Greg Sestara. They were soft against Michigan. They are pissed off. They got a bad taste in their mouth, despite them winning the Rose Bowl.
I mean, last season, for all intents and purposes, was kind of a failure. I mean, and that's a spoiled, rotten take to say. I know, because we won the Rose Bowl, and that's really the most entitled thing I think you'll hear. But for Ohio State,
I mean,
by our standards, it was a failure.
I look at it, it was a failure. But to me, I got in arguments with Ohio State fans. You know this, Dan. You know me for quite some time now. I'm a passionate Buckeye fan that takes every Buckeye victory for granted. Like I love. Yeah. I'm not an alum from Ohio State. I'm just a fan that loves Ohio State. But I'm a fan that loves all Ohio State athletics. And I loved the Rose Bowl victory. And I remember Buckeye fans getting mad at me for, loving that we won the Rose Bowl and they then thinking that, winning a national championship, not winning the Big Ten is not a failure. It was a failure. But I also I loved watching us beat Utah in the Rose Bowl. That's the difference.
I think last year too, we were a year early when we kind of look back on it. I think we Ohio State fans always expect a national championship. I think 2020 was the year that was really our best shot. And then obviously COVID and Kevin Warren and everything kind of messed that up.
And where is Tommy Togiai?
Yeah, the whole look, we made it to national championship game. It was still a great season, but like that was the window. Last year really was kind of obviously a rebuilding year. No Fields, just a whole new cast. So this is the year, though, Cass. I mean, this is the year.
It has to be. If you look down to it, sorry to cut you off. If you look down to it in Ryan Day's tenure as a head coach or even offensive coordinator, you cannot swing and miss 3 times. You had Dwayne Haskins, you had Justin Fields, and you had C.J. Stroud. 3 of the most prolific quarterbacks in Ohio State football history. And if you go 0 for 3 for a natty,
well, that's a great point, but I'm not going to get upset.
No.
I'm not saying fire Ryan Day.
No. But that's where the light bulb starts getting Buckeye fans to think maybe Ryan Day is not the guy. Hold me off. Ryan Day is the guy.
That's fair.
Ryan
he is
Day
the guy. But I see what you're saying. But going like
it starts Saturday. When you're listening to this, we're one day away. We're Braxton Miller spin move away from the game. Like we're ready.
So when I look at Notre Dame, there's 3 guys. I mean, look, skill position wise, and I'm not saying the tight end. I'm not saying Mayer. Skill position wise, other than Lorenzo Styles, I'm not really that concerned. Lorenzo Styles is like, I give him a half.
Let me tell you, Lorenzo Styles is going to play out of his mind.
But
this Saturday,
I mean, that's great. But like, I think our guys win that matchup. I think Denzel Burke
wins.
Should easily win.
Yeah.
Cam Brown should easily win that. And that's no disrespect to Mr. Styles. I think, we have Sonny on our team. I think Sonny should be able to at least provide, because he's with that position unit. I think Sonny should be able to at least provide them the scouting report on his brother. And I think, that's really the one receiver we got to worry about. If we just focus on him, I think we can basically, lock them down. I really have no idea about Jaden Thomas, their other guy, and I know he's a little banged up. He'll probably be the guy that goes for 150 yards if it's like with our luck. But
I will tell you though, I rather have Lorenzo Styles beat Ohio State than Mayer, just because the comments Mayer said.
Well, here's the thing. If Notre Dame's going to win, that's the guy who they'll have to win through. The Mayer is the one guy that concerns me on Notre Dame. He's the best. Some people, I forgot who said it. He's the second best tight end in college football. He's the best tight end in college football.
Between him and the Georgia kid, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, the Georgia kid. But I mean, they're both. I mean, they're both first round picks. They're both high first round picks in my opinion. And Mayer, I mean, he's literally like he's Gronk out there. That's a matchup problem, and I don't think Notre Dame even realizes it. I mean, if they do, they could really take advantage of us. We need the only guy who I think the only guy.
Speaking of which, Sonny Styles just lost his black stripe.
Good. That's great because we need a guy who can cover him. And we might have to throw a guy like Sonny Styles out there, a big bodied guy to cover him. I think honestly, we're probably gonna have Josh Proctor cover him. That's probably the one that makes the most sense. He's 6'2", a guy who probably matches up the best. We could also have obviously maybe Ronnie Hickman at times cover him. He has the speed, but Mayer has the size. We also have, I'm looking, Court Williams is an option, but he's not really that great in pass coverage, in my opinion. I think that could be an issue. Maybe we'll also have a guy, I can see maybe a guy like Steel Chambers because he's athletic, or call me crazy, throw Cade Stover back over there and just have our tight end who can play some linebacker cover there. I mean, we got to figure out a way to stop Mr. Mayer, or else that's going to be a problem because he's the one guy on Notre Dame's offense that I don't know what we're going to throw on at him. and he has to
I
be taken care of.
I honestly, you'd have to put Tanner McAllister on him or Josh Proctor.
Well, the problem is
the two
McAllister's, and I get the McAllister pick, but he's so much smaller than Mayer. What's going to happen is if you put McAllister on him, they could just run the ball to his side.
But think about
And-
how aggressive Ohio State's Jim Knowles' defense is going to be. That's the thing.
Aggressiveness is great, but like if it's just not a good matchup though, because if McAllister's on Mayer and
I mean,
they could just pound the rock.
think
to
about
his
it.
Side.
A couple years ago, Josh Proctor was on Pat Fairmouth.
He was, and he did a great job.
Yeah.
So I think that's the guy who probably we have to rely on. I don't like the McAllister.
I actually like it because McAllister, it doesn't matter how tall you are. Yeah, that's people look at the height and stuff. It's a matter of how well you know the defense and how well you play. Tanner McAllister knows Jim Knowles' defense, knows how to play the aggressive style, which all I'm hearing is aggressive, and they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. So, I mean, I look at Josh Proctor. I love the guy. He's a hard hitter. I mean, I hate to say it. I look for a targeting penalty being called on Josh Proctor. I really do. I don't know why. I don't know why I think that, and I hate to say it, but it's facts. Because I'll never forget in 2019 in the Big Ten championship game, you heard that pop. I was up in the upper bowl.
Yeah.
You heard that pop that Josh Proctor put on. And think about a guy who broke his leg in the Oregon game, couldn't be out there with his brothers. He gets a first shot, and he gets a possible chance to hit one of the best tight ends in the country, who's their best offensive option. The dude's going to be biting up. I just hope he plays smart with it.
I think, he's a senior. He's going to play smart. But, all right, so Michael Mayer, he's 6'4", 251 pounds. And I think, honestly, they might have underreported that, to be honest. A lot of places, like in training camp, they will jack up the weight and size a little bit. You look at him, I think he's honestly might be 6'5", almost 260. But Tanner McAllister's 5'11", 195. Proctor's 6'2", 205. Proctor is at least, height wise and weight wise, that 15 pounds makes a difference. Mayer though, in blocking, the DBs don't stand a chance. Hickman's not that big either. So that's the one thing that really concerns me. We might have to have a guy like Steele Chambers or even Eichenberg try to cover him. I don't know how that's going to go.
It's going to be a safety. It has to be a safety.
Size, yeah.
I get it. Size sometimes doesn't matter if you play fast and you play aggressive.
I agree. It's if it's a war,
I don't want Eichenberg on him.
if it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust in the trenches, though, our DBs are going to get blown off the ball. They would. I do not see them winning a close ground battle. I think that's where they could really dominate. Now their back, Tyree. He's like 5'9". He's a small guy. He's more of like a scat back, to be honest. He's going to be their starter. Audric Asteen, he's like their power back. He's like their Master Teague. So it's gonna be interesting, Cass.
I worry about more of their running offense because they're going. One, Marcus Freeman's going to look on the other side and say, "Look, I have a young defense. I'm a young head coach. I want the ball. I'm going to want the ball, and I know there's some uncertainty with this defense. We all know that. You'd be stupid to think that there's no uncertainty with Jim Knowles' defense. It's all hearsay right now.
Yeah,
obviously, what we hear is great. Marcus Freeman's out the gate. Run.
They will have to run. They got 3 good backs, I would say, between.
I feel like
Tyree, Logan Diggs.
Yeah, I feel like majority of Notre Dame's offense is going to be running the ball because
it has to be.
Their quarterbacks got to take. I'll be there. Take us out of the game. This crowd. The problem is
that's the formula.
The problem is it's going to be hard for them. I look for a couple false starts.
I agree. It's going to be that offense because the offensive line is banged up. They have the tools if they want to do like a pound the rock, play action, grind it out. They can do that. But in order for Notre Dame to win, they will have to play perfect. They will have to keep us like they can win. There's definitely there's a possibility where
They're
they
number
win.
5 team in the country for a reason.
Yeah, they can come in and win by 7, maybe 10, and just play the possession game. But it would call it basically Ohio State would have to shoot themselves in the foot though, and that it would have to involve a couple CJ Stroud either picks or a couple of turnovers on offense via like a fumble. A bad offensive line play by Ohio State, bad defense play.
I think Ohio State's just got to win the turnover battle and win the trenches.
I agree.
I don't think CJ Stroud plays too smart to turn the ball over, and I think Travion Henderson and Mayan Williams are going to have that ball security. The only one that I question is the young freshman at running back who's going to play for Ohio State, according to Ryan Day.
Look, he's going to play. He might get a couple snaps, but this game's going to rely on probably Henderson and then Mayan, the 1-2 punch. You're riding that the entire time, in my opinion.
You have to take their linebackers are pretty good. You can't stretch it. If you're going to stretch, run some bootleg because you're going to have to.
The defense, Notre Dame's defense concerns me because they have two really good. The linebackers are solid. It's a really good core. Don't get me wrong. Laurinaitis and Freeman, I'm sure they have them all coached up.
Laurinaitis is just a quality control coach.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's doing stuff with the linebackers if I had to guess. But what concerns me because they got two studs on defense. So for Notre Dame, I want to hit on their three key players. Obviously, Mayer was one. On the defensive side, it's Isaiah Foskey. He's their Viper. He's basically their best pass rusher. Really good pass rusher. Might be a first-round pick. Had a ton of sacks last year. He could definitely get at the quarterback, wreak havoc on Stroud if our line doesn't come to play. And then 2, I got the safety, Brandon Joseph, the kid from Northwestern. People forgot 2020 Big Ten championship. He had a great game against us, picked off fields, had a pass deflection, really gave us a lot of problems. I am a little worried about him too. So that 1-2 combo, their defensive end, and Brandon Joseph back there, and they have a good linebacking core, could give us some fits, but I like our offense way better.
Problem is Jackson Smith and Jigba, Julian Fleming, Marvin Harrison Jr., G. Scott Jr., Joy Royer, Cade Stover, Emeka Buka, Travion Henderson, Mayan Williams. 8 guys. 8.
I like our guys better. Don't get me wrong. They have some good players. I like our depth, and our best players are better than their best players in their depth. But they have some guys.
Here's what I like out the gate, just to say, hey, that defensive end. I'd like just to get a little bit of help off the bat, and it could be a good kind of a formula for later down the road if we get that chance against Alabama. Stover and Paris Johnson, just do like a chip game. If the dude comes out and he tries to rush on the outside, just keep Stover in to chip him, because you have great wide receivers and on space and a great running back. This might be a case when Ryan Day might tweak his offense a little bit and say, hey, Cade Stover's a little bit better blocker than what Jeremy Ruckert was. I love Jeremy Ruckert. We all know that. What if we keep Cade Stover in whenever we play teams with a great pass rush, just as that extra lineman with our 3 wide receivers and our running back?
He's almost like a fullback in that case. He's just playing tight end.
And we forget about Mitch Rossi.
Yeah. No, Cass, I do like that. I mean, he'd be an extra blocker that would really help out the offensive line then, because then you have 6 guys. That makes just the numbers game a lot easier. We'll give Stroud that extra second or 2. I have no problem with that because we got the receivers who can do that. I think that's a really smart idea, actually, and I wouldn't be surprised if Day probably is already doing that, because I completely see that. It makes total sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked. Game Day came out and announced today, just a little bit ago, that I mean, that maybe they're hearing some riffraff because the guest speaker, but Jack Harlow is going to be opening concert. I love Jack Harlow's music. I like it. Makes no sense that he's the celebrity guest speaker because he's from Kentucky, has no ties to either school. They're going to talk to Ryan Day, of course, they always do. They're going to do a reunion with the 2002 national championship, and then it says other special guests. Wonder who that special guest could
It's
be.
LeBron. It's LeBron.
It's LeBron James.
It has to be LeBron.
LeBron James.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Who else could it be?
Joey Galloway.
It's not Bunch of Nuts podcast.
It's Jamie Sumner.
It's Eddie George, maybe.
No, Eddie
But
George
no,
has
it's
a
just-
game.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
so it's not him. I mean, just going through all this, it has
It's
to
Sean
be.
Astin from Rudy.
Oh my god.
No, it's going to be Lou Holtz.
It's Mark May.
I mean, hey,
if
I wouldn't mind seeing Lou Holtz up there again. I love Lou Holtz. He loves the Buckeyes and he loves Notre Dame, obviously. Notre Dame, that would be a good pick. I mean, Brian Kelly doesn't have a game until Sunday against Florida State.
I'm trying to think who else could it possibly be.
Vince Vaughn grew up in Ohio, went to Notre Dame.
Like Rascal Flats, they're big Notre Dame. I mean, Ohio State fans. Bryce Harper, he's like an Ohio State fan, but he's playing baseball.
Vince Vaughn,
Vince Vaughn.
he's from Ohio, went to Notre Dame.
Possibly, but then you're not accommodating Ohio State at all.
LeBron.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, okay, Cass, here's my question. And I want to kind of start this segment. Do you want, when it comes to the coin toss, do you want the ball or do you want to play defense?
Let's get the ball.
You want the ball?
Set the stone. Set the
I
tone.
want to see the defense. I want the defense to get out there.
I know has much. I mean, we're going to see the defense. If we win the coin toss, Ryan Day is going to defer to the second half. But I want the ball, set the tone. The place is going to be rocking. We kick the ball back off. The place continue to be rocking. We're up 7-0.
I want the defense out there. I want Buckner. Out there. The crowd's going wild. He can't even hear. He's flustered. Maybe throws a pick, or defense makes a big play, gets a sack. That would get the crowd so amped up. We'd be going nuts. And then, out comes CJ Stroud, just like the villain, and just starts tossing dimes to JSN and Marvin Harrison Jr. And then, when they think they got him, when they think they got them locked up, oh, well, now you have too many men outside the box. Here you go, Travion. Here's a 60-yard run. Lion, pound it. Like, that's what I want to see. But it's all fate, man. It all relies on this stupid little coin.
Wonder what conference the referees are going to be in this. Please, not the SEC.
That is the $1 million question, Cass. Let me look that up. Great point. Ohio State versus Notre Dame refs. I'm nervous. This is
I hope it's the Big 12 with the guy who wears the schmedium.
Where would it tell me who the refs are? The ESPN, probably box score.
I don't know.
Notre Dame 2022. I'm pulling it up. This is, I need to know who the crew is now, because that's honestly a question that will determine the majority of this game. I'm not even kidding. Gamecast, game predictor, don't care. Ref. Okay. No one. It does not say. This is concerning. game information. Jeez. Okay, we're checking.
I'm checking too.
Ohio State Notre Dame
Let me text Dan Hope.
Hope.
Dan Hope. I would have to say Pac-12 or Big 12 because Notre Dame does have ties with the ACC, and obviously they're not going to get the Big 10. It could be the SEC too. So my guess would be Pac-12, Big 12, or SEC.
If it's the SEC, I'm going to be a little nervous just because of my PTSD from the Clemson game. I don't know. I can't figure this out. I'll tweet it out. Once I get the answer, I will tweet it out from Bunch of Nuts later. I don't think anyone knows. But let's keep an eye out. If it's the SEC crew, that's a problem. Also, not to be a misogynist. Don't want to be called that. But if it's that female ref from the Penn State game, we're in trouble because she just calls the most ticky-tack stuff. That crew, it's not even her. It's just that crew. I don't want them anywhere near this game. Stay away from this game. And I'm pretty sure that's the crew that like Ryan Day like complained about too. Like they sent in a tape to the Big Ten on all like just the poor calls. Get them away. I just give me a neutral referee who actually isn't biased. Honestly, just give me the guy. Give me like a high school referee or something because I trust them. I feel like they're not going to be making some outrageous calls. Let the boys play. That's all I ask. I think that's all America wants. It's the primetime game. None of these ticky-tack calls. Let the boys play.
I like it. I mean, I'm looking here. No, nothing yet. Nothing yet. It's concerning. Just let them play.
It is. I mean, I'm concerned.
I'm not, because you have to overcome those penalties. Honestly, I mean, Burn Union Rockets, Division 7 football, beat Notre Dame, Portsmouth Notre Dame Titans, 26-14 last Friday, and they had 16 total penalties. The game had 24 total. If that tells you anything, or no, 22 total. Burn Union won. Dan's really in this. All right, college game day this week. I'm sure you all know, and we're going to post old news. Desmond Howard officially an idiot. And when you're listening to this, Pitt probably lost and is already out of the national championship contention. Texas A&M, yeah. My thing is, he made 3 teams that could possibly make the playoffs. But when you added Pitt, you just made yourself look like more of an idiot. That's just my opinion. And then Lee Corso, get the dude off TV. He can barely speak.
Don't you dare say that.
I feel bad for him.
He's doing what he loves. Don't you dare say that about Lee. Don't you dare. Let him live. Let my guy live. He picked us to win the national championship. It was always Lee Corso, Cass. It was always Lee Corso.
But it sounded bad. He looked bad.
He don't get me wrong. He's old. He's
old.
He's really old. But I love the man. I don't care if they have to like create a hologram of him and just like, I need Lee Corso in my life. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I love that man. I will be devastated the day that guy's off TV. He's my favorite college football character. Like it's just gonna be a real shame the day he goes. I'm not ready for it. But Desmond Howard, like I said 2 weeks ago, it's about that time of year where he's gonna come on TV and say something stupid. And my God, I know we recorded last week and like talked about the Stroud comments. I had no idea he was gonna outdo himself with his bracket. And when I looked at that bracket, I messaged Blake. I'm like, NIT bracket looks great because it's all the second place teams. It's all the second place teams cast. Like this is literally like the March Madness NIT bracket for college
Except for
football.
Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like Baylor. Everyone knows I like Baylor. I can like it's what's annoying is he's gonna get one or two of those teams somehow in there off of just sheer luck because a broken clock is right twice a day, and he's gonna be able to keep his job, and that's the sad part about this.
I heard a funny pun today. It wasn't about Desmond Howard, but I'm making it about Desmond Howard. It's like teaching a dog to meow. Anyways, we haven't done this in a while, but we have a candidate for the Cardale Jones tweet of the week, and it happened not too long ago.
Oh yes, I know exactly what you're referring to because this guy wanted to smoke.
Yeah, he wants to smoke, people. His name's Anthony Luke, and we tweeted at him, we want somebody to take care of this. At Bunch Nuts said, what's sad is I've been trying to talk trash with my OSU friends, but they aren't interested in this season. More into the Browns, maybe because OSU has been so good for so long that it gets slightly boring. Also, Indy has more Ohio guys, so it's like, what are you even rooting for?
All right, there's not more Notre Dame fans in Ohio. I've like there might be one out of 250. It's rare. There's more.
No, I think what he's saying is there's more Ohio guys on Notre Dame's football team.
Oh, well, good for them, I guess.
My thing is
we have a lot of talent in the state, so that's what happens.
My thing is what Buckeye fans who are Browns fans looking forward more to the Browns in that disaster fire.
I've never heard that statement ever. I've never heard a Browns fan be like, man, I've never heard someone say, I'm really looking forward to watch the Browns.
Let me tell you.
That's all you need to know.
I realize there's probably more Buckeye fans that are Browns fans. I do realize that.
No offense, Brownies. Like,
I mean, I'm a Bengals fan, but do people of other teams fans realize that there's 2 pro teams in Ohio? Like, I'm a Bengals fan, but love Ohio State. Like, people look at me like, how are you a Bengals fan and not a Browns fan? Well, Cleveland's 3 hours away. Columbus is the same amount of distance from Cincinnati as is Cleveland. Like, of course, why do I have to be a Browns fan? Because if I'm a Buckeyes fan, I hate the Bearcats. I love Luke Fickell, but I hate the Bearcats. But anyways, I've never heard that. Even Browns fans, like I know many of Browns fans that are looking forward more to this Ohio State season than that disaster dumpster fire that's going up in Cleveland because of Deshaun Watson. They're starting Jacoby Brissett. They have lazy Jadeveon Clowney. It's a dumpster fire up in Cleveland. And now, excuse my language, Baker Mayfield wants to fuck them up.
Which is hilarious.
And I hope he does.
I mean, I'm unbiased here. I don't want to alienate some Browns fans because that's what they're trying to do. This Notre Dame fan's trying to get into. He's trying to destroy us from the inside. Look, Buckeye Nation. You could be Browns. You could be Bengals. You could be Steelers. You could be Lions.
Whatever.
Broncos. You could be a San Diego Charger fan. You could be a Saskatchewan Rough Rider fan. I don't care. But on Saturday, we are all Buckeyes, and we are going to kick the snot out of Notre Dame.
Hell, if you want to root for Bishop Sycamore, you can.
You can.
If you want to go to the airport and you miss football so much, so you want to boo the Jets at the airport, go boo the Jets at the airport. I saw that. I saw that meme, by the way. I thought that was funny. Anyways, let's go to keys to the victory and our score predictions.
All right. So you want to start or
I'll start.
Okay.
Keys to the victory. Don't turn the ball over. Play your aggressive defense and don't let the hype get to you. 48-27 Buckeyes.
All right. Key to victory. Let's not drop passes. I for some reason I feel like in the Oregon game, drop passes were an issue. This is not like a slight at anyone. I just feel like that was an issue across the board. Stroud's going to dime you up. Catch the ball, please. It's going to be there. I know we have some young guys. Catch the ball. Number 2, protect the ball. No fumbles, no picks, no stupid turnovers. That's my two biggest things. Catch the ball, hold on to the ball, don't give it to Notre Dame. And then 3, no holdings and false starts. Just no dumb offensive line penalties. I think those 3 things, just on the offensive side, if we don't do those 3 things, we will not beat ourselves. It really doesn't matter what the defense does if we just don't do that, because we will score every time. I truly believe that we will score almost every time if we eliminate all those stupid little mistakes. That's my key to victory. I know Notre Dame, their quarterback's going to make at least two turnovers. He's not accurate. He can run. That's great. You know who else can freaking run? The Northwestern quarterback, the Nebraska quarterback, the Minnesota quarterback. Some quarterbacks have legs. Like they can make stuff. Sean Clifford can run, Cass. Like he's going to make some dumb passes. I guarantee it. We're not going to get beat by him. We just need to score every time, or score a lot. We need to put up a lot of points. Ohio State 48, Notre Dame 17. Go Bucks.
Wow. All right, it's time for our favorite time of the week, our pick'em segment. There's a lot of great games, starting with Thursday, West Virginia at Pitt. College game day is going to be there. I got West Virginia with the upset, baby, just so Desmond Howard can go on Saturday morning and be like, can I redo my Final Four? Give me Pitt with the upset. I mean, West Virginia with the upset.
I'm gonna actually go with Pitt here. It's at Pitt. Pitt's ranked.
So
I do like Pitt a little bit. I like Pitt this year. I've been high on them in my preseason. I think they have the better quarterback, believe it or not. I think they have a really good wideout room.
They have a better quarterback than JT Daniels.
Yeah, Slovis is just as good. I think Slovis is better, honestly. I mean, they're both USC guys, but it's look, tomato. 1A versus 1B. I think Slovis is better. You could say Daniels is better. I like what I see out of Slovis more, but I think I'm gonna go with Pitt.
Mountaineer Nation, let's ride.
This doesn't mean that Desmond Howard Pitt can win the first game and Desmond Howard can still be wrong. These things are not like coupled together. Also
on Thursday night, big noon kickoff, Dan Dockage gets another Cardale Jones tweet of the week saying Lando O'Connell is the best quarterback. This is the biggest game in Purdue since the Tyler Trent game. Whew. This was tough. Penn State, my favorite by 3. I like Penn State a lot this year. I'm going to go with the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. Nittany Lions here, Cass. I understand it's a big game. Unless they pull out some other magic out of their hat again, I think Penn State's got this. I think that night, the Tyler Trent night, that was just one of the most special nights, in Purdue history. God was on his side that night. They used their one trick. That's the one trick they will use every 100 years. They got us, but I think Penn State has that.
All right. Friday night, 10 o'clock, after I get home from doing high school football, TCU travels to Boulder, Colorado. I like the Horned Frogs. I like them a lot to finish strong in the Big 12. Give me the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, a lot of people are high in the Horned Frogs. I'm not even trying to copy your picks here, Cass. I'm gonna copy this one though. I mean, a lot of people are high on the Horned Frogs. Colorado, kind of like a program.
All right, I'm going with my upset pick of the week, and I don't know how much it's going to be an upset because it's a 1.5 point favorite. Actually, it's not my upset pick of the week.
I think I know what you're going to say, but
but it's not an upset pick of the week. I'm going to Appalachian State over North Carolina.
I love it.
It's not an upset pick. I was just teasing. It's not my upset pick, but I got Appalachian State.
I think that's a fair pick after what we saw of North Carolina on Saturday, because the Florida A&M was missing half the team, it felt like, and they actually put up a decent fight. The spread was in the 40s, and they kept it, I think, within a 20-ish range. So it's either Florida A&M's really good or North Carolina isn't very good. And I like to think that North Carolina probably isn't very good, especially after they lost, what the heck was his name? Their quarterback, who's now with Washington. They still have Downs, the receiver, but
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. Yeah, Sam Howell.
All right. Cincinnati, Arkansas at Arkansas. This on my other podcast, the All American Football. This is my against the spread. I like Arkansas, but yeah, give me Arkansas outright and with the spread.
Oh, this is a tough one, man. What's the spread? What spread do you have on this?
6.
6 Bearcats plus 6.
No, Bearcats plus 6.
I'll take the Bearcats. I'll take the Bearcats plus 6 here.
But Arkansas is favored by 6, like -6.
Yeah, I'll take the Bearcats plus 6. That's going to be arguably, I think that might be the game of the day. That might be one of the closest games of the day. That's going to be a really good one. That one. It might come down to the last drive. I mean, Arkansas is the best player. Their quarterback is the best player in that game. So I think they win. But since they're going to fight. They're a really good program. I think they cover.
All right, number 11, Oregon travels to Atlanta to take on Georgia. I don't trust Bo Nix. I got Georgia, but close. Georgia's 17-point favorite. Give me Oregon with the plus 17.
I like Georgia. I like Georgia minus 17. I like them there because I think Georgia, because when you look at the way both programs are kind of trending, Oregon lost their coach. They're starting Bo Nix at quarterback. So right there, that's not a good start. I think Georgia is going to be riding that high, like almost like the 2015 national championship when we beat Virginia Tech, that kind of high. The first game, they're going to be amped up. And like I said, I think Stetson Bennett might be a September Heisman candidate. I think he might look really good the first couple games of the season. So give me the Bulldogs big.
Utah at Florida. That's on a half hour. It kicks off a half hour before the Buckeyes.
The Urban Meyer Bowl.
The Urban Meyer Bowl, part 1.
Yeah.
I like Utah a lot this year. I have them in my college football playoffs. Give me the Utah Utes. But if Florida somehow wins this game,
my Lord. I mean, I have to go with the Utes here as well. They are. It's like I said, it's kind of like the same thing where the programs are trending. Utah has the quarterback. They have an established program. They have their coach. Florida, a lot of mystery there. You don't know what we're going to get. A lot of turnover. Billy Napier's there. I don't know what to expect from them. I'm going to go with the sure thing. Give me the Utes for sure.
All right. All-State Louisiana kickoff in New Orleans. Louisiana State and Florida State. LSU's favored by 3. I like the Noles. I really like the Noles. I skipped the game, didn't I?
I don't think so. I think I like LSU, believe it or not, because one, they haven't announced their quarterback. But if it's the kid from Arizona State, he's explosive. 2, Brian Kelly, we give Brian Kelly a lot of he deserves everything. He's a fool. He's crazy. But he's a good football coach. You could call him a lot of things. He's not a bad coach. And I wouldn't be shocked if LSU is a surprise team this year. And the more I've kind of talked myself into this, he's going to have a really good, good team. Expectations are a little bit low right now. So I think they do really good against Florida State. I think they cover easily.
Okay.
They win. Like they'll win and easily cover their line.
And just because it's the only game on Monday, Clemson versus Georgia Tech.
That's good. I really hope it's not like a 63-10 game. I want that to be interesting, but Clemson should win that big.
Absolutely.
I got one to keep your eye on.
Oh, I have one to keep my eye on too. I was waiting.
Okay. Do you want to do yours first?
Go ahead and do yours.
All right. I'm not even trying to be a drama guy. I'm not trying to stir stuff here. I'm not pandering to our audience. The way I do this, I looked at all the noon games Saturday because I'm like, there's usually kind of wild upset first Saturday of the year. usually around the noon time. I would like to say, like, there's usually one game. Well, I go through the normal list of culprits. NC State, East Carolina. That's to keep your eye on, I think, because everyone's saying NC State's going to be really good. I wouldn't be shocked if somehow they go down week 1. I could see a world where that happens. Call me crazy.
It's at East Carolina too.
It is, and that's that's a Carolina game. That's like a mini rivalry. East Carolina is not great, but keep an eye on that one. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but keep your eye on that one. I think that one is more. I was going to say Michigan, Colorado State. I was going to pander, but NC State, East Carolina, keep your eye on it.
Don't laugh at me.
Okay. I won't.
But it's the battle of the past, besides Kerry Combs, the last 2 Ohio State coordinators, Jeff Hafley versus Greg Schiano.
Oh,
Rutgers and Boston College. Keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on it. It's going to be a good game. I think that's going to be, you know what? That game right there might be a solid noon game. Solid noon game. I
agree.
And it's on the ACC network, and nobody's going to watch it.
I like that pick, Cass. I really do. I think someone in the top 10 gets upset though in the noon. Like NC State, Michigan, or Oklahoma. I think the one looking at it, it would probably be NC State.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one of those 3, it's going to be NC State. But
I hope it's Michigan.
My bold prediction is just one of those teams will get upset early. It's going to be glorious.
It'd be great. That's all I got, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's all I got too, Cass.
What this game, I've been to Ohio State, Michigan. I haven't seen Ohio State, Alabama. But as a fan of college football since I was wee little, one of my first memories is watching Ohio State versus Notre Dame in 1995. I've said it plenty of times. This game means a lot to me. And the fact that I get to go to be in the shoe at night, first game of the season, I'm so excited that, I got chills just thinking about this, because it's 2 of the biggest programs in college football history. I get to go and I get to meet some great people along the way. Go Bucks, man. I'm ready.
I'm ready. And this is a time before I was a Buckeye fan. This was just a time where I was in Ohio State. I wasn't a fan of any team. I just was a young kid watching college football, loved college football. And, in the video in the beginning, always talk about why Notre Dame was ranked so high. And I remember I was watching, it's 2009. Notre Dame was ranked 18th. Michigan was not ranked. Tate Forcier came in and upset the Fighting Irish, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. When you look back on it, it's probably the most relevant football game.
Jimmy Clausen, baby.
Yeah. So just you're talking about how, your experiences with just Notre Dame and big football. This is just a young Daniel Smith was watching college football in 2009. Just,
how old were you?
8th grade, first year of football, playing wide receiver for the Wayne Panthers. Just probably scored a week or 2 after scoring my first touchdown.
I was 7 in 95.
Excited to watch some college football. Saw Tate Forcier throw that. I'm like, wow, that guy might be the new first overall pick. And then just no, that doesn't happen here because I become indoctrinated and realized no, those 2 programs are frauds. The real program is Ohio State, and that's what has created me today. So I'm excited, Cass. That's all I really got. I just want to let everyone know we're recording this. It's like 9:57 on a Tuesday because we just want to watch all the games Thursday. We're going to probably release this tomorrow on YouTube on Wednesday, maybe early Thursday morning. So God forbid, no crazy breaking news happens from now. Don't do anything stupid.
Actually, this will be released on Thursday morning because I'll do it tomorrow night and schedule it for Thursday morning.
Perfect. Yeah. So when you're listening to this, if any crazy news has happened, if CJ Stroud has, or I don't even want to put that out there. If
We'll be Chase Young days away.
Chase Young days away. Just so good. Cass, anything else?
Go Bucks. If you're going to the game, look for me. I'll be wearing a number 7 CJ Stroud jersey with some black shorts and hopefully a new red hat. This one's actually signed. I'm going to wear this for every episode this year. It's signed by Chris Beanie Wells and Michael Doss. So it's going to be my lucky hat this year.
I love it. I will not be at the game. I'll be having a little watch party at my house, but I will be making my way down to campus early. I will be participating. I will be at the shoe. I'll be outside the shoe. I'll be with the poor people. I'm still going down there. I'm still going to try to hand out some Bud Lights to some Notre Dame fans. I'm going to be going all day. I'm going to try to boo Desmond Howard at game day. I'm still going to make a day out of it because I'm poor. It's all right, though. It's going to be a great day. We're going to win. But thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. I say this, proudly. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.